What's happening? Adam Drake here, and today I'm going to take you under the hood, my new Mugen MBX8TR nitro truck. So we'll start off just with kind of what you see here on the outside. I have the new J Concepts S15 body, which has been painted by Dark Side Designs. Stickers and all my graphics, pit mat, everything like that is from Stick It One Racing. Wing wrap also from Stick It One. The wing is the J Concepts F2I wing. I also run the J Concepts Razor wing, just depends on the track conditions. Usually indoor racing, I run the Razor wing. Outdoor racing, if there's any chance of wind, I like to go with the F2I wing. So we'll go ahead, remove the body, and just kind of do a quick rundown of the products that I use, some of the hop-ups and things like that. So the power plant is, of course, the OS Speed B2183 nitro engine. I use the TB02 pipe with 85 millimeter manifold and the OS P3 Gold glow plug. With mounting the pipe, I also use a option part from Mugen. It's just a little aluminum piece that connects to the pipe hanger. That way, if the set screw comes loose from the pipe, it's just an extra added security to make sure that the pipe can't come off the pipe wire. As far as electronics go, I control all my vehicles with the Futaba T10PX radio system. The receiver is the 404 SBS receiver. It's a much smaller receiver. You can also use the Futaba 324 SBS receiver. As far as servos go, I have the ProTech 170 SBL for steering and the ProTech 170 TBL on the throttle. All of that is powered by the Flashpoint 2500 milliamp battery. I use that battery in both my Futaba radio and also in all my vehicles. And from there, I'm going to change the camera angle. I'm going to show you kind of just a brief rundown of the hop-ups and some of the parts that I use to kind of customize the truck to make it the way that I race it. One thing that I left off is the switch. So this is the Spectrum switch. I also use the ProTech electronic switch, just depends on what I have available to me at the time. But as far as mechanical switches go, this is kind of old school. This is actually the switch plate from an old JR switch, but the actual switch is a Spectrum switch. Again, the Futaba makes a really good electronic switch as well as ProTech. As far as hop-ups, I have the Flashpoint titanium turnbuckles. These are currently out of stock, but we are working with a new vendor since Lungsford has gone out of business to be able to hopefully bring you fairly soon new titanium turnbuckles from Flashpoint. I also have the Flashpoint Premium Fuel Line, Flashpoint Aluminum Servo Saver, or Servo Horn, not Servo Saver. The Flashpoint cross pins in the diffs. Usually I use the Flashpoint wheel nuts on here. I currently have the Mugen captured wheel nuts. From Mugen, as far as hop-ups, we have the aluminum Servo Saver top. We have the lightweight arms, front and rear. We have a 40-gram weight in the back. A lot of the stuff is very similar to the hop-ups I run on my buggy, just, again, small tuning options between the different vehicles, truck and buggy. One-piece engine mount from Mugen. Here's the pipe mount option part from Mugen that I mentioned earlier. I have universal drive shafts, front and rear. On the front, I have a 2.0 front sway bar just to give the truck a little bit more steering getting into the turn. Shock pistons, I have the MIP high flow shock pistons. Normally with the MIP pistons in truck, I run just the standard 6x1.3. At Silver State, I did drill them a little bit different. I have a little bit more testing I want to do, but it's a more similar shock package to what I've been running on my buggy. But it just depends on the track conditions. Like I said, I'll maybe do some other videos or post more information as far as the settings for truck. But usually I run blue valves front and rear with the MIP high flow bypass 1 pistons. Like I had mentioned, the F2I wing, S15 body. I'm also going to do a video on the new Flashpoint body that comes with the truck. I just don't have one of those bodies painted at the time of this video. With the S15 body from J Concepts, I also have the J Concepts carbon fiber front plate. And other than that, it's fairly stock. The truck is pretty awesome right out of the box. I have tires and wheels from J Concepts. So this is the new Relapse tire with yellow wheels, stock J Concepts inserts. The Relapse tire has been really good. On the truck especially, it has a little bit more spacing than the buggy, so I feel like with truck, being that the truck is already more stable and then you have a bigger tire with a little bit more spacing, it's really been a kind of diverse tire. Like even in conditions when it's been pretty dusty and you would think you would want something more like a Triple D, the Relapse has been an awesome all-around tire for the truck. And then of course, obviously the trusted Reflex is pretty much the go-to for truck and buggy in pretty much all conditions. As far as the clutch goes, currently I have the ProTech 4-shoe clutch. Normally in truck I run the OS 4-shoe clutch because it's a little bit more aggressive. The Mugen stock 4-shoe clutch is also a good option. Just depends on the power delivery that you want, but for right now I have the ProTech 4-shoe clutch in there with 13-tooth bell and 47-tooth spur gear. And other than that, everything's pretty basic. Yeah, just wanted to kind of show you under the hood with my Mugen Seiki MBX8TR nitro truck.